So welcome back, Renegade PerRana Show, brought to you live from Hollywood, Los Angeles, California, USA. But shout outs to the entire world. You know what I'm saying? Whatever corner you're in, come to my corner and we gang, gotta get a gang. You know what I'm saying? For life. So welcome back. All right, today we're going to dive into some shit just like we normally do. I have no idea what they're about to hit me with because that's apparently the best way to go around here. So go ahead now. What you got? Like, if you went to these things in the 90s, you was wildin'. Like, I didn't go to Freaknik. I knew about Freaknik. I wasn't pulling up a Freaknik. Now, granted, I was young, but girls my age were going to Freaknik. You know what I'm saying? So it's just more or less like you got to own your shit. And, listen, what you do in the dark will come to light now. So don't be scared. But Freaknik is one of those things where it's like when you hear about certain clubs in LA, somebody might bring it back up and be like, oh, you remember them days everybody was wilding, woo, woo, woo. If you were in there, you might just got to own that shit. So I don't know. Sorry for you. You shouldn't have been a Freaknik. And if you were, you might be on film wilding. And if it comes to light, I'm sorry. I truly am. But you shouldn't have been there. You feel me? So you're not about to act like any of that shit is hidden. So I can't wait to see it. Because I remember hearing all about it all the time, and people would talk about it. They would reference it in songs. But honestly, that just, it's really an ode to what life was before social media being a thing. So these guys and girls who were putting this together, I believe it was started by like a fraternity. It was, like some campus kids doing it. And it was just, they were throwing these great parties that then got national and then international, like, attention from everybody. And this was during the days of, like, word of mouth, and people really now having to really think your shit was live. So, and then these guys stuck to it. They kept doing it, kept throwing it. They were dedicated to throwing these parties, and anybody who thought they were anybody as far as, like, the rappers or whatever, the girls. But at that time, it was very much more of a male-dominated situation. You didn't have, girls running the show. You had a few female rappers, but there wasn't girls really like running the show in any capacity back then, and as far as like that hip-hop crowd was going. So it was kind of male-dominated, and not even kind of, super duper duper. Just like back in the day, the Puerto Rican Day parades and all these things were like wild places. And, as a girl, you can't act like you ain't know what you was about to walk into because everybody told you what it was about to be. So if you went, you were with the shits in some capacity. So, all right, that's just what it is. Sorry for you. Shouldn't have been there. You feel me? That's that. You shouldn't have been a hoe back then, shorty. Now they gonna know. And then these guys out here like, promoting all this stuff. In fact, you got your boy, the clip that came out is Kanye West over there like, and that's the problem too with him is because, he's really a lost person who's finding his way as he goes, and God bless. I think the closer he gets to righteousness and correct love for God and things like that, he's finding his way. But at a certain point, it's like, bro, you was promoting that shit. You just talking about you such a fucking hoe. I love it. Now you talking about this shit's ruining the world. And shorty need to put some clothes on. You was promoting her being naked for 10, 15 years. What you talking about? So that's the problem with that is, when you're lost yourself, you can't be loud and wrong. That's the problem. Like, if you're quietly finding your way, okay. And if you was a Freaknik back in the day, that doesn't mean you're not a good person then, and it doesn't mean you're not a good person now. It just means you was doing some questionable shit at a certain point. And that's all right. But do it quietly and take that L quietly and, smoke that L quietly. And then just move on and then raise your kids the right way. And now pretend, but you can't, that's where like, healthy judging of things is healthy. Like, this is a wasp, this is a bee. But like condemning things and then we find out you was doing the same shit, now you look wild hypocrite, So don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, don't do that. But I can't wait to see it. I love these documentaries. I love too that like the green light is being given to the things of the other cut of life, here. So I like that. I like that these documentaries are like documenting other things. I'm with the shits. I like it. Here for it.
If you saw the Dalai Lama incident,
Oh, my God.
Yeah. That's all I need to say.
All right. So, first of all, check these people. Check all these people. Check them. You can't give no man absolute power in no capacity. Absolute power corrupts absolutely, right? I think that's the quote. If I'm wrong, my brother, I wish he was here because he would correct me and be like, yeah, close, but no cigar. But nah, check these people. And at the end of the day, there is no way, shape, or form that what you did was not inappropriate. In no country, in no continent, in no culture. We have seen the most indigenous cultures of the world. You know what I'm saying? And they're not doing that. So I don't know what possesses you to think that that's okay. That would be inappropriate for you to do to an adult that was of consenting age that your creepy old ass might want to sleep with. You feel me? So I'm not going. You like the Joel Osteen, TD Jakes of the world. Like, it sounds good, but you not letting the homeless in and you tongue kissing the kids. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not, sir. No. Bring righteousness to the forefront. Give the righteous a platform, not somebody who just has a catchphrase name. So when you say Dalai Lama, that means because now you didn't associate it with this and you didn't let this guy take that title. That title doesn't belong to him. He can absolutely be replaced, you know? And once you display that type of behavior where now you don't have discernment to understand that that is inappropriate behavior, you do not deserve any type of leadership role. You do not deserve any type of leadership role. Now imagine, I'm disgusted by it. Imagine how many perverted ass old, like, hey Chris, I got a teddy bear and some duct tape, and you want to come over? Like the little creepy old man off what's that cartoon that, you know what I'm talking about? Right. Like, you wildin', you're a creep. Now this guy literally just fucking was like, oh, he's joking? What do you mean you're joking? What do you mean you're joking? So now some old creepy pervert guy who's trying to do this to the neighborhood kids can be like, oh, I was joking? All right, bet. When I kick you in the face, I'm joking? Ha. I was joking. I didn't mean to smash your face in, you perverted child molester. Sorry for you, brother. You got caught because you got too comfortable. You've been doing that so much behind closed doors that it became second nature for you to do that shit. So you forgot you was in front of people. Imagine how long this man's been doing that shit behind closed doors. Ooh. Next.
What advice would you give to 18-year-olds fresh out of high school? Do you feel like college is the move currently in this climate?
Like, if you young right now and you're considering, do I want to go to school? Do I want to continue my education? I think ultimately education and learning is important. You absolutely have to stay a student for a good portion of your life. And further your education and learn skills. But once you've learned those skills and you can apply those skills, then you can do that. So I have friends of mine who have gone to, let's say, film schools and things like that. And now every single lesson that they paid for in school and got themselves in debt for is available on YouTube University type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could just get any of that online for free and whatever. Especially now with back to the AI thing. You can literally ask it anything and it'll teach you in a simple way how to explain everything, right? Because it's really just scamming through every single instructional, you feel me, helicopters overhead always. If you're 18 right now and you're considering, do I want to go to college or do I want to further my education? You should absolutely further your education in some capacity. That might not look like college or XYZ, but that might look like learning a skill, really spending the time to do it. I think what's not being explained about what education is your ability to sit down and learn some shit. Like, program something in your brain. Teach yourself a new skill. Teach yourself a new a thing. Teach yourself a new practice. Teach yourself a new theory. Teach yourself a way to explain something, to build something. You have to learn. You have to educate yourself on these things. It takes time. It takes you actually having to sit down with education in front of you, some sort of like academic presentation of it, and now you gotta like absorb it and spend time absorbing it. So once you've absorbed it, now you can go apply that to the world. You wax on and you wax off. That takes a long time, and it takes you actually digging in and fighting through, pounding it into your memory, and also now applying it to real life. So now you understand it enough to be able to explain it to someone in a simple way and things like that, right? So now you got to learn. But does that mean you go to school for silly things? No. Why would you put yourself in debt for that? And does that mean that in the US and certain other places where they make you pay all this copious amount of money for education, that's cool? No, that's bullshit. That's where it's bullshit, right? Like, you should be able to educate your people for free because that's better for your country. Like, the more smart people you have here that can go to school for free and now become smarter individuals and help the society, the better it is for your society to do that, which is why in a lot of really advanced countries, they have free education. So is the debt of it cool? Nah, fuck that shit. That's whack. We definitely need to come together. Gen Z, y'all need to go ahead and shift your attention now to getting rid of that sort of thing, because you guys are a powerful internet-driven society of let's get this shit done. So, you know what I'm saying? Let's gear some of this attention towards the right things. Let's get this country educated for free as much as we can, instead of paying for other things that are not necessary. You know what I'm saying? But like I was saying before, I have friends of mine that have gone to film school, right? And that makes sense for certain things because it does teach you certain things, but pretty much the entire coursework that's available for some of these schools that are basically just putting you in debt, you can get for free online. And in this world, your portfolio matters more than which school you went to. Your connections matter more than which school you went to. But you're not about to be a heart surgeon if you don't go to school. You actually have to now be given the opportunity to do certain things. That doesn't mean you can't learn all the coursework of the first few years online, but you'd still have to be allowed to go into those facilities and be able to now practice those things and be able to now implement those things and now be able to give it a shot to go into a hospital and be able to do brain surgery or heart surgery or this surgery or that surgery or deliver a baby. You know, these things certain things you do have to learn how to do. Everything can't just be like a little thing you watch a video for. Some shit you really got to go to school for. So don't act like you don't really got to go, but don't play yourself either. And some of it is maybe go to school abroad. Go to school under a program that allows you to go to school for free or covers it. There's a lot of programs out there now that'll help you find all this money that's available too. So do that. But then also, everybody else is in debt too, so it's not that big of a deal. All the other doctors are in debt. Every fucking engineer's in debt. Every guy and girl with a career or whatever is in debt. So for the most part, everybody who went to school got a debt in America, and you not alone in this shit. So everybody come together and make them get rid of the debt. Power to the fucking people. Power to the people. End the debt for education. There should be no debt attached to education. You feel me? Because as long as you got educated here and you work here, your money. Now, if you about to go work in London, maybe you should go to school over there. Then they should pay you to go to school there because they finna have you work there. But if you here, go ahead now. Let me get smarter so we can help everybody out. I mean, honestly, it's ridiculous that things are this logical because I'm not the only one that feels this way. Everybody I know could tell you the same shit I just said, right? But somebody got to tell y'all for real. So here we are. Come on, Clyde. You got something for us?
So the guy who founded Cash App or invented it, he was found murdered, and he's one of the at least 4 crypto-related billionaires that have been murdered in the past 6 months.
Yeah, you talking big money.
Yeah,
You talking big money.
And then the release, so you find out when he was murdered, immediately after that, we got Fed Now, which is kind of like a Federal Reserve-based cryptocurrency. What do you think about that?
Well, that one a little left. So currently you have a couple of these big-time crypto billionaires that have been unalived. And the circumstances are all, kind of sketchy vibes. But I think the more important thing in those situations is you're talking big boy money. You're talking big boy money. So when it's that much power attached to a situation, and you have also entire nations that are at risk if too many individuals now become that powerful. The same way Mansa Musa fucked up the entire North African economy by handing out gold to everybody. Like, all the people can't be rich. You know what I'm saying? So I'll leave it at that. You feel me? All the people can't be rich. And that's how the rich need to have it, because if you had everybody equally with access, then you wouldn't be able to have the classism, you know? Things would be hella different. You wouldn't have also a bunch of, then luxury, let's say, quote unquote, things. But ultimately, what is luxury? Nature, a lush backdrop. So even if you get to the fanciest house in the hills, i.e. here, the selling point is outside, the nature, the fruit trees. That's what you're like, oh, I got peach trees and I got mango and I got a passion. It's just the trees. That's what the vibe is. So ultimately you're turned on by the wrong things, because that's how the rich would like to keep it. That's just what it is. So now your illusion of what, the true riches are is different. So now you have to keep that balance in order for you to buy all the bullshit and be a part of the whole thing and consume. So now this guy can get bread. Like even the whole crypto thing. I mean, in fact, it's a good situation because there's transparency. And now, for like a simple situation of literally people that want to help out their families in other countries that can't get money to them simply. Like it could be something as beautiful of a situation as that, or it's like, there's some guy that just fucking did an assassination and got paid $100 million or some shit, and it needs to get wired to him or something. Then it could be that. So you don't even know what it's for. But I think the blockchain stuff and all of that, the transparency with a lot of it, I think is a really, really good thing. I think it does help in some ways. But also, like I said, you're talking big boy money. And when it's big boy money, you gotta chill.
Like it becomes a situation about the government being able to track everything that you do, all the transactions.
You're already dealing with that anyway. So, which is why the IRS is already makes you do XYZ, and the U.S. government has XYZ protocols. So if you're living the right way, which you should be, then all right, you don't really got issues with that sort of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, so then don't wild out. All right, all that like hyper conspiracy shit. Like, okay, it's a little too late for that. All right, let's just relax. Okay, you live on planet Earth. And on planet Earth, there's governments in place. There's countries. There's borders. There's rules and regulations. There is international, whatever. There's all sorts of things in place where you not like, no, there's law and order. Ba-dun-dun-dun-dun. You know what I'm saying? Where is Olivia Benson when I need her? Come on, Liv. You feel me? There's law and order. There's law and order. There's law and order. So whoever killed these people should go to jail, because you shouldn't be killing people. But then also, like, y'all wildin'. You know what I'm saying? How you hoarding money? How you got billions and you not helping nobody? What was you even doing running around late at night? What are you doing? Who you hanging with? What's going on here, buddy? You got way too much money and way too much responsibility now. You made it. Now help the planet. Help the planet. Other billionaires? Get them together. Get them all together and say, hey, these governments aren't helping these people out. If we are going to be super duper powerful and be able to make all these decisions and all these moves, let's move the right way. Let's go approach these people and say, hey, hi, can I feed your poor a little bit? We don't have to destabilize the situations and whatever's going on. I don't want to get politically involved, but hey, can I just drop off a little bit of rice? Little meal, little happy meal, something, you know what I'm saying? So ultimately too, you got to check in. You feel me? You got to check in with the government. If you got to check in when you come to LA, you got to check in with the government when you come to these parts. You know what I'm saying? So y'all acting funny like y'all don't know what's up. Why y'all know what's up? If you got to check in when you check in, you got to check in when you check out. Next, the fuck?
So recently, Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas.
Oh my God, this guy
has been caught, or has been revealed that he's been receiving gifts and all types of things from another billionaire. How do you feel about our government officials being able to accept gifts from outside sources, and how does that affect the people's trust in the government?
Okay, first and foremost, fuck CT as a staff, record label, and as a motherfucking crew. And if you want to be down with Clarence Thomas, then fuck you too. Straight the fuck up. Because, dude, I ain't never heard Nathan good about him in my life. You hear me? I ain't never heard nothing good about Clarence Thomas. Now to hear that this guy is now being exposed for receiving XYZ to do ABC, it's easy as 1, 2, 3 to realize he needs to be out. You feel it's super like get him out of here. Get you out of here. But also, like the other part of the answer is yo, he's getting bribes. We found out. Whoop-de-whoop. Now, I've been saying certain countries got better PR than other countries. All right? The public relations that we have here is creme de la creme. The world thinks that America doesn't suffer from the same sort of corruptions that the rest of the world suffers from. And we also have some of that shit here. So when it gets exposed, we got to nip that shit in the bud. You know what I'm saying? As America, as the land of the free, freedom is serious. You need to be able to know that your freedom is not being jeopardized by sinister and wild backdoor transactions and shit like that, because I don't even know what would he bribe you for. Why'd you need that much money to do something for him? That didn't make you feel funny when somebody came to you, and if somebody came to me right now and was like, I'll give you $1 billion if you say no. Why? How does this benefit you more than $1 billion? How is you about to win more than whatever the bribe was, right? If they gave you 10 million, that means they about to make a couple $100 million. You know what I'm saying? If they gave you a couple $100 million, they're about to make billions. That's why it's worth it to give you that. Like when you sign a contract, when they say, all right, so-and-so, we'll pay you this many $100 million for your music catalog. That means they know they're about to hit a B off of it. The investment has to be worth it. You know what I'm saying? Margins is real to business people. So, no, that's crazy. You know? He's got to go. Clarence Thomas, you out of here, son. You've been exposed, sucker. And that leads me to why cancel culture, at the essence and the root of it, is a beautiful thing. I don't know what everybody else is doing with it, but my personal understanding of why cancel culture is amazing is because back in the day, you couldn't say, cancel my subscription to this bullshit. You had to just take whatever was being fed to you. You had to just take it, because you had no say. So now we collectively can say, no, we're not going. You sound crazy. We're not going. I'm not going. So no, you're canceled, amigo. You done said some mad sexist shit. You said some racist shit. You are taking bribes. You are doing wild shit, Harvey. You doing wild shit, so-and-so. You wildin', R. Kelly. You wildin', certain other, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, get together and get some of these people out of here. You feel me? Because, all right, now we know what's up. Now we know what happened, right? But if you doing it to cancel people you don't like because you don't like the truth, now that's wild, right? But Dalai Lama, you canceled, homie. You know what I'm saying? Back to that. Clarence, you out of here. You feel me? Certain people, you're wildin'. You know what I'm saying? Like, homeboy, what's his name? Andrew Tate. Why was you in Romania? The Romanian government also wants to know, why was you here? What business do you have over there? Guilty. Get him out of here. You wildin'. Why was you over there? You don't got no good reason. You don't got nothing to show for it. You feel me? Besides you wildin', doing mad illegal shit that you got busted for. I'm not getting bagged if I go to another fucking country. Why? Because I'm not doing fuck shit. Get him out of here. I'm not going. I can't. Why was you in Romania, bro? I can't go. So I just feel like cancel culture is necessary. Back to that. You feel me? Super necessary. Because if you not, if you're not using your voice right now to speak what needs to be spoken because you finally have a platform, then you're not using the platform correctly, and I need you to get off of it. Right? So you have a voice. You have a choice. You have a voice. You have a choice. So holla, get loud, especially because you're here. You're in America, right? So once again, land of the free, we going to exercise every bit of that free. I'm exercising. I'm flexing every bit of freedom muscle I have over here. You got me fucked up. So no, get them out of here. You're getting bribes and shit. That sound real not American, even if it does. But in the PR press release, it doesn't fit. Okay? So I'm going to need you to cut it out because we want to sound cute all the time.
All right, I wanted to pull this from this other podcast that I watched. Shout out to Molly Bros. They call it Course of Action. So it's basically a situation, and then you got to just kind of explain, if you were in this position, what would be your
do?
course of action?
Okay. All right, let's go.
The girl, this is a text thread, right? Y'all probably seen this. The girl says, I'm bringing my best friend with me, right? Obviously, they're talking about some type of date. Dude says 4. She says she wanted to go out for food and drinks. And he says, well, I'm not paying for her because I invited you. Okay, I'll be honest. She's only coming for my safety because this is our first date.
Yeah.
He says, okay. Oh, okay. I respect it. Well, tell RoboCop to sit her ass outside and scan the perimeters because I still ain't paying for her. And so this opens the door to the question of the girl that brings her friend on the first date for safety.
Okay, I've heard
Never
enough.
been through that.
Y'all wildin'. Y'all don't even really should go on a date because you talk to each other crazy. And you guys don't get each other's lingo or each other's vibe. Second of all, shorty, if you want to hire security, you got to pay for your own security. That's just how it goes. When you're the celebrity or you're the person being protected, the security is paid for by you. If the person protecting you is paying for your security, they're now their security. That's just the law of the land. You understand how that goes? You feel me? So like if I went somewhere and I needed to feel protected, I would be the person paying the bill of the person protecting me. If somebody else is paying the bill of the person protecting me, they're no longer protecting me. They're protecting the person I'm trying to be protected from. What the fuck are you, what are you even talking about, right? That up. Make it make sense. Now, further motherfucking more. So y'all shouldn't even go on a date. Then, what's up with your friend? She don't feel a little bit of shame that she's a bum and she needs some random guy who's taking her friend who's looking to date someone or looking for a boyfriend, I would hope, or you're not just going on random I need to eat dates. Like, y'all are all wildin'. And then dude is tripping too. Like, as soon as he said, my friend is coming, he should have said, cool. And then when he said she's coming for foods and drinks, he should have just said, okay. And then when they got to the restaurant and she ordered whatever she ordered, as soon as the waiter comes, you say, we're going to take 2 checks. That's it. That's as simple as you make it. Now, those 2 checks is an option. That 2 checks can be, 1 check can have you and Shorty, who you taken on a date, as the one, and then the other girl's by herself. Or it's 2 checks because you're going to pay for yourself, and now your girl is going to pay for her homegirl. That's it. That's really the only 2 ways this is going to go. You feel me? So everybody get a hold of yourself. Get a hold of yourself. Once again, this is that thirsty shit. You too thirsty. It's partial the fault of Marshall. You too thirsty. You are so thirsty to go on a date, and then this girl is so thirsty to go on a date, and then her homegirl is so thirsty to be outside that now everyone is just abusing each other. Y'all wildin'. It could have just been such a beautiful time had everybody just had some fucking playerness about themselves. If you want to go out, you should have enough money to cover yourself, whoever you are. If someone asks you out because they're the invitee or the inviter, then the inviter typically in most cultures of the world pays. Or the elder pays, right? It's just, these are just unspoken rules. But you're talking about young culture and you're talking about people that want to go out and do their own thing. So now just be player about yourself. Like if I ever went out with my parents and all of my friends were there was no way anyone was paying besides my parents. My parents were paying for everyone and everything. You know what I'm saying? That's just it. That's like, there's no way my friends ever paid for anything going out with us ever. You know, because that's just the way it is. These are your friends. I'm treating my kids and her friends. That's paying for everybody. That's just the way it goes. But if you are going to go outside and you don't know people, you don't know what's about to happen. How's your friend even leaving the house without no bread? And why is the expectation somebody you don't know is finna pay for you? Now, the cool thing would be the guy says, of course, I got you. Because if you're really trying to court this girl and she's telling you this is her best friend and her best friend is bored or whatever, you don't know the circumstances. Like, you know what I'm saying? You should be player enough to be like, bet, both of y'all come out. Because if you got enough money to take one person out to dinner, you should have enough money to take two people out to dinner. And if you don't, then you shouldn't be taking one person out to dinner. There's also that. So just everybody be more player. Everybody be more player. That's really all this shit come down to. Y'all got to get some playerness about yourself because that's really what I'm seeing is missing all across the board. Playerness is not being taught. You're not being taught how to be more for really alpha. You know what I'm saying? That's it. But that's it. What else you got for me?
So this is a very sensitive topic in the United States of America.
Shit. Wow.
How do you feel about children under the 18 being able to transform their sex? Should they be able to, or should there be a age limit on this type of operation?
Okay. Loaded. I don't want to... Loaded. Okay. So, first and foremost, I don't want to talk about the reaction. I want to talk about the actions. The actions are we live in a world where there's too many ideas being put on people. We live in a world where women are not allowed to be strong and powerful. We live in a world where a girl can't be like, I like wearing all black. I like being tough. I know how to change the tire on my car. I know how to change my oil. I know how to parallel park like a monster. I can roll the best blunts in the world. This isn't allowed, right? I was allowed to chop wood with my dad as a kid. My dad taught me how to change the tire. My dad taught me how to change the oil. My dad taught me how to be tough and talk my shit and walk in mad strong. My dad taught me how to give a firm handshake and make eye contact and not be a punk. You know what I'm saying? Not be weak. I think society doesn't allow men to be gentle and need hugs. I think men aren't cared for enough. They're not babied enough. They're not allowed to be wrong. They're not allowed to be weak. They're not allowed to be in need of protection. You know, I think there's so many things that make everybody go, fuck that. I don't feel like that. Right? But if everybody was allowed to just feel like how they wanted to feel, they wouldn't have to make these drastic measures to prove to the world that they aren't what everyone thinks that they are, which is all this really, I think. And it's not even about proving to the world. Sometimes it's just you don't feel that way. But it's also because every single imagery out there has made this be that and that be this and that is what it is. And that's not what it is, bro. Every flower is in the garden. Every single right now I'm looking at 100 different flowers and plants and different living things, and they all function through photosynthesis, and they all make chlorophyll, and they all do these things, and they all attract life, and they all have, it's like, come on, yo, you're bugging. You can't make every single thing look one way, right? So for everyone, I wish them freedom to exist, so they wouldn't have to do anything to have to alter self to make the world not put them in a box that they're breaking hard to get out of. Like, I just feel like everyone should be allowed to be who they are. Like, if you're a girl and you feel hella brolic, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like I'll fuck you up. I will talk my shit. You're not about to sun me at all, bro. I talk big boy shit. Men respect me. Men respect me. And I'm a woman. 100%, all the way a woman. I have every womanly function. I have, you know what I'm saying? I'm a woman, I'm a woman, but I'm a whole ass, but you're going to respect me like a man. I'm a woman, but you will respect me like you respect men. You're not about to say nothing to me you wouldn't say to the boys. You feel me? So if it's pause to the homies, it's pause to me. Because you understand it could have a funny connotation to it, right? So you knew you sounded funny because if it was one of the boys around, you would know to say, you know what I mean? You would know what to say. You would know to be like, all right, pause. I ain't mean it like that. Whoop, whoop. You know you sounded funny. So don't say that shit to me. I'm going to hit you with that same pause. Pause. The fuck is you talking about? You know what I'm saying? So I think ultimately you need to give people freedom of self. You need to allow people to be. So if that boy can now wear whatever he wants. If he wants to wear a dress, amazing. He wants to paint his nails, amazing. He wants to be androgynous, great. He wants to be fully like behaving like how women behave, whatever that is, which is still then now some narrative of what somebody told you it is. You feel me? The girl who gets the plastic surgery at 18 because she needs to feel more womanly to be accepted or to feel like, oh, I'm a woman, is the same issue that the boy has who needs to express that he's a woman. So it's all being willing to now alter self for a different experience while alive. Where if the world just allowed you to be yourself and you also realize that women come in all forms. There's small-chested women, there's big-chested women, there's big hippie women, there's little hip women, there's big booty women, little booty women, short women, tall women, fat women, little skinny women. There's all, and all the men love all the women. Any man will get with any of the girls. Trust me, girls. They're lying if you think they won't. Boys like girls. You feel me? All them girls is getting holla. You think that girl that you don't think looks good is getting holla? She is getting holla, bro. She is getting hella holla. Trust me. You know? So don't ever feel like you have to do anything for the world to accept you because you are beautiful as is. Whether you're a big, tall flower or a little short flower, whether you're a tiny little flower or a big flower, you are a flower. Whether you're, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, things come in so many different variations, like, and so do people. And just allow people to be people. And then I think then you can imagine what my answer would be for what I think in that case. I think you're not allowing people to be, and somewhere they're fighting to have a place and a voice. You know, the women that the girls, the transgender women have fought for so long to become that, you know, but they respect women, you know, the real people that experience that sort of transition, you know, they get it from the girls, and the women that do it to be men, they get it from the men. So ultimately, I think if everyone was just a little bit more accepting, and the girls could hang out with the boys, and the boys could hang out with the girls, and nobody side-eyed each other and made it sexual or weird to where now I have to, you know, do this in order for you to, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, unisex bathrooms are fine. Stop sexualizing everything. Why? We need to talk about the culprit. The action is predatory behavior. It's not the people, you know? One predator doesn't make every single person a bad person. That's it. That you had one person while out. Okay, cool, shut up. Every other person just needs to use the restroom. You're wildin'. Like, they just need to pee. It's like a porta potty. Anybody can go in there, right? It's fine? Okay, cool. Then why are you tripping? You know? I don't know. Whatever. People are crazy. But I think you're not addressing the problem, and the problem is you're not allowing true freedom, and I'm here for freedom. I'm here for freedom. If we're going to promote anything here on the Ranagade Show, powered by Shine and Jam, it's freedom. We're promoting freedom here. We're promoting freedom of self. We're promoting freedom of expression. We're promoting you being allowed to flourish. We're allowing you to be a tiny, like I said, a tiny flower or a big flower, and you being allowed to exist and not getting stepped on. We want all the plants to have what they need, right? Some plants need sunshine constantly. Some thrive in the shade. Some thrive at the treetops. Some thrive at the forest ground. They all need to thrive, though. They all need to live. So if you're at the treetop, you don't got nothing to say for, about, or the existence of what's on the ground. It don't got nothing to do with you. And vice versa. Everybody leave each other alone. Let everybody be free. Let everybody express themselves how they need to express themselves. And that's ultimately what this whole thing is about, you know? So I think just hug on each other more. Love on each other more. More hugs, more love, more acceptance, more support, more I love you, more you're okay. You're okay. You're all right. You're all right. However you look, however you are, you're all right. I just need you to be healthy. That's all the bottom line of this thing is. You need your heart to be healthy. You need your heart to be healthy. Heart health, the most important health. You feel me? You need that valve to pump. You need your blood to get through your body. You feel me? And anything else, you're focused on the wrong thing. Just breathe deep, breathe properly. Come on, everybody, one big ass breath. Come on. One more time. breathe. That's it. And that's existence. That's the entirety of existence is your breath and the tree and me breathing in and out together. You know, what I exhale, he inhales, she inhales, and vice versa. You know, and that's the ultimate love. The ultimate love is that coexisting and everybody being able to live and thrive together under the sunshine. Renegade Show brought to you by Shine and Jam. But for real, that's for real shit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Might have sounded real like after school special, but you know, if it's after school and you feel special, come on down. You know what I mean? We're having a good conversation here underneath the Hollywood sign, brought to you by Shine and Jam. You dig?
So recently, social media platforms, Twitter and Instagram, have begun to change their verification process.
Oh my God. Okay, come on. Keep going. That's it? Keep going.
Do you feel, with the new ability for everyone to be able to be verified, do you believe the recent uptake of the people buying verifications being shamed for such?
Okay, I think shaming anybody on the internet, you're wildin'. You got way too much time on your hands. Focus on yourself. So whatever. If you have an opinion on what somebody else does with their Instagram, you're weird. First of all, just chill out. But ultimately, that entire verification process to begin with is fugazi and weird because it's very much like just a selective process. I have plenty of friends of mine that absolutely should be verified, including myself should be verified. I am really Ranagade, PerRana, RANAGADEPERRANA on Instagram, and that's the real me. And I should be verified because that's the only me there is. You know what I'm saying? Anybody else pretending is not me. But I think the whole thing is a very inclusive, exclusive, little, cool kids club type of a vibe. But at the same time, I understand why verification is important at the same time when you do have multiple accounts. So there's also a lot of people that have waited for a long time to be able to channel and traffic all of that searching their name and stuff to come directly to them. So now they can be verified. So I think it does allow people when there's millions and millions and millions and millions of accounts on Facebook or Instagram or whatever, Twitter, or TikTok, whoever's verifying these people. I think it is good to now say, if you are XYZ, like rapper, if you are XYZ, even a business, a construction company, you are an HVAC company, and you need verification on this social platform to where now when people inbox you or now they want to talk to you about quotes or they want to talk to you about actual verified business, they feel comfortable sharing information with you or giving you their address, let's say in the DM, for you to come by and do the estimate. Or let's say things like that. Let's say just it's a simple thing. For that sort of thing, it makes sense. So now you shaming people for what? Because they want to they want to advance their business. Now you still wildin'. But I think instead of Instagram paying or getting all that money to do it, okay, cool. You had all those people pay for a little bit and you made all that money you made. Okay, now hire a bunch of employees to come in and now actually verify people for free. You made all that bread, didn't you? That's at least a whole bunch of people's salaries for at least the next 10 years. You feel me? And I know plenty of kids you could hire right now. They'll be in these comments under here giving their info. So Instagram, if you want to go ahead and hire all these people with all that money you just made off the verifications to now actually verify people for free, that would make sense because it's a free platform. So it does become weird when now you're expecting people to pay for it. Now, in the world we live in, $15 is literally like 15 cents as an adult. Okay, fine. Which is sad, which is super duper sad that inflation and all this shit is so crazy that, $15 a month for a social platform seems like a decent idea to anybody. But once again, if you have a business, if you are a model, if you are an actor, if you are somebody who has had your face in a bunch of stuff, let's say, but people don't know it's really if it's you. Renegade PerRana myself, right? Like, all right, you done seen me, whoop-de-whoop, whoop, whoop. They done, put a face to Sasquatch and Bigfoot. Oh, the blunt roller to the stars. We found her. Whoop. Okay. Now, all these people that come need to make sure that it is me. So let's say they do want to inquire about business or they do want to hire me or they do want to book me. How do they know they're actually talking to me and not some super duper crazy person who has ill intentions? So I do think it's important to verify those pages to where now people can safely come to these spaces. And I think if you are as big as the meta world, you should be able to have enough employees or enough AIs now that can go ahead and do that process for you instead of making everybody pay millions But then yeah, millions.
I did want to add a Zuckerberg quote. The subscription service lets you verify your account with a government ID, get a blue badge, get extra impersonation protection against accounts claiming to be you, and direct access to customer support. This is off the quote now. Allegedly, it helps you with your algorithms.
The whole shit makes sense, right? Because ideally, before, you getting verified by Instagram meant the same thing, which is why in everyone's setup, it literally said, go to here, get the verification. You sent them the things. You send them a bunch of the articles where it talks about you. They made you send them a photo ID and all this shit. So now you wanted to cut cost on employees. So now we got to pay for the verification process because now it's worth it for you to, you know what I'm saying? So, okay, cool, but you're not paying each person that's verifying us that much bread. So you're still making a whole bunch of money for what? How is this advancing the page now? Like, is my Instagram now going to give me some, like, if I get verification, does it give me some sort of discount with Uber? Do I get a percentage off my Lyft? Is it actually going to do something for me? Like, what does this membership get me? $15, and it's not $15 a year, it's $15 a month? Nah, you wildin'. You're wildin'. It should at least make my Netflix free. Like, at least make Hulu free off of it. What are we talking about, bro? You're bugging. Nah, because see, and this is how you fuck up. This is literally how the people, this is like when they're like, you could be your biggest demise. He's out, you're outing yourself. Your Facebook was already pretty much donezo because the kiddies went and fucking with it. Then TikTok came along and pretty much made you have to switch up your entire shit to fit it, which, all right, you was doing all right. Now you're making people pay that much bread? Wait till the people realize they're the people and they have the power. No way, Jose. You're out, bro. Nah, you know what they should do? Matter of fact, keep paying for the subscription for like maybe 2 more months. Let them get some bread. Let them get used to collecting that check every single month. Let them like install a bunch of shit that's going to cost them bread. And then everybody collectively like, no more. We're done. No, I'm just kidding. Don't put this out there. He's going to be like, ban this bitch's content. There's probably like a blacklist inside of their headquarters where they're like, these are the people that talk shit about us every day and make sense. Do not get they shit. No traffic. You know what I'm saying? But hey, honestly, roads that don't have traffic, you could fly down. You feel me? So Ranagade, the ran away, you know what I'm saying? Ran around, ran a red light, ran a stop sign. No traffic. You feel me? No traffic. You got to come see me once again. That's how you dead this whole AI fucking revolution too. You really got to see me and I'm live. So you going to want to come see me. Like when you really lit, people will come see you. When you are the sun and you are shining, people want sunshine. The people want sunshine. So the people, to my people, as whatever AI or computer does whatever it does, it'll never be your ability to light up a room. The human ability to light up a room will never go away. The ability for an animal to light up your day will never be, you know what I'm saying? Like that AI dog is not about to give you the joy your actual dog does. Fuck you talking about? What are you saying? You know what I'm saying? Until they make another dog, I'm not going. You lost me, AI. I know what's really good out here. The trees, the animals, life.
This caller says, my boyfriend told me it's my job to hold him accountable for checking out other women. She just recently started dating a guy about a month ago. He's pretty much so far and showing all green flags. Just an absolute gentleman. However, last weekend we went together. I noticed he was actively staring and checking out women walking with her boyfriend. He even made a comment, she's out of his league. This bothered me a bit, but I decided to let it slide. However, a few days later, we were on FaceTime and he essentially told me that it was my job to hold him accountable to keep him in check when he checks out other women. Basically what this lady is saying.
Okay, come on.
She started dating this guy. Mm-hmm. He checks out other women while they're together. Mm-hmm. And when she catches him doing it,
he tells her, you got to check me.
It's up to you to hold me accountable when you see me checking out other women. So either tell me you don't like it or say that it's cool and join in on the
Okay, so I think that's valid. I feel like there's one of those, like, if you see something, say something situations. I think if you don't like something, it's not fair to someone to reprimand them later. I have always been a firm believer in you have to address things in the exact moment. I also come from parents who addressed things in the moment. I never had like scheduled whoopings. Like I had friends of mine that were like, oh, my dad's gonna whoop me on Friday. I'm like, what? Like, so he's gonna get mad on Friday afternoon, like from some shit that pissed him off on Tuesday? Like, what type of psychotic situation is that? Like, you're not mad anymore. Like, now we can't just sit down and talk about it. We can't take a hike and you lecture me for 4 hours. You know, like, there's other ways to do this instead of you getting mad and be like, all right, I'm gonna whoop you on Friday. Like, that's just weird. You shouldn't do that. So if your significant other is doing something that you feel uncomfortable with, you should, and that doesn't mean in that exact moment, but within a good amount of time, and you know when that is. So if you guys are in a public setting, you don't want to embarrass yourself and your significant other, so you chill for a second. But like maybe when you get back in the car or when you get back home, you just address it that day. You don't sleep on it. You don't let it fester for a while to where then later on you're bringing it back up like, all right, I'm gonna whoop you on Friday about this. Like, it's crazy. If it happened on Tuesday, address it at least by Wednesday morning. You know what I'm saying? And that's a healthy way to keep things alive and going. Also, he's not wrong to tell you should have said something to me about it. Furthermore, he's basically telling you, I'm going to keep doing it, shorty. So you could reprimand me about it. But his response wasn't, damn, I have been doing that, huh? We are together, huh? I forgot I got a girlfriend, huh? Damn, that's rude, huh? If you was checking out boys when we was together, I feel away, huh? He's not thinking that way because he doesn't feel that way towards you. So he feel like I'm with you right now, but I'm looking at whatever else I'm looking at. Now, if he's checking out everybody, because some people, myself included, when I'm outside, I look at everybody. I love people watching. That's my shit. Like, people watching is amazing. But I look at everybody. I look at everybody because I'm not watching it in a perverted way. I'm really just watching social interaction. I'm watching a family. I'm watching a couple. I'm watching a mother and her child. I'm watching two kids play. I'm watching an older couple. I'm watching a grandpa walking and thriving still. You know, I'm watching more to find inspiration in life. You know, the same way if I go to a park, I'm watching the dogs play with each other and I'm watching all of them have their own little personalities. And, you know, this one's rambunctious and this one be chilling by himself. And, you know, you go in public and you see a group of friends and you can kind of like, you know, in your mind make up little scenarios for how their social situations are. But if you're outside being a fucking wild creep, like sexually, like eye fucking people, you're wild. That's disgusting, sir. You are gross. You should not be making sexual eye contact with people aggressively because you're weird. First of all, nobody wants that. Nobody asked for that. Nobody invited that. No one likes that. No one is comfortable with that. That's weird. Don't do that. Especially if you're with your significant other. Because the number one rule for me and others is don't embarrass me. Do not embarrass me, bro. What are you doing? Like, unless you and your girl like really like sorted that out to begin with on some like, all right, this what we're on. Whatever that is, then you shouldn't do it. You're wildin'. So I think that telling you to reprimand him is him basically telling you, I'm going to keep doing it. So next time I do it, make sure you say something. And then next time I do it again, make sure you say something if you feel away. So no, he's whack. Girl, leave him. Bye. Nobody likes a fucking lame ass, fucking loser ass boyfriend who does loser ass shit. Like if you out here like trying to like eye mate with people, then just do that shit by yourself. Or do that shit with a girl who's okay with you doing it. But yeah, nah, they need better communication. But then she's fucking up too, because she should have been like, yo, what's up with you? What are you doing? Why are you? Do you need to go talk to these people? Like, why are we what's going on? Are we on a date? What happened here? You know what I'm saying? So, nah, she's bugging too. Once again, the fault of Marshall.
Recently, there has been a massive stream of layoffs in this country. Big tech companies left and right. People are losing their, sense of security and things like that, right? What do you say to the person that is at a crossroads with their faith in their career, and how do they work through that and keep hope alive?
What I would give in hope to somebody in that position right now is, in the wise words of Bruce Lee, stay water like, my friends. You know, stay as water like as possible. Maintain integrity to your H2O, while being able to take shape in whatever you are put in. Right? If you're put in a mug, if you're put in a bowl, if you're put in a cup, if you're put in whatever, even if you're spilt on the ground, trust that you will evaporate back into a cloud and rain back down on their heads. You know, you will reign supreme again. You will always reign supreme again, and you will continue to thrive and go with the motion and go with the times. And the world is changing quickly. It has for a long time. And just remember the resilience of your elders in your family, your great grandparents, or to all the people out there dealing with layoffs and technology taking over all of your jobs and switching up the whole playing field. You got this. Like I said, Bruce Lee, stay water-like, my friends. No matter what cup they put you in, no matter what bowl, no matter what mug, no matter what plate you're in. Like I said, even if you are spilt on the ground, trust that you will evaporate back into the cloud and rain back down supreme forever and ever. You will never, ever lose what you are. Energy cannot be created nor destroyed. It can only be transformed. So you are able to continue to thrive. Just don't ever give up, because you have to believe. You have to believe. You have to believe that you can go with the motion. Because if life is moving, that means all of life is moving together, right? So you just have to now move with life. So sometimes it's not about doing the same things. It's about continuously moving forward, like being the same beast but a different animal, you know? Or being the same animal but a different beast. However that quote fits you, because it could go the exact opposite way as well, because sometimes you can't not be the same animal, and sometimes you can't not be the same beast, right? So with that, there is a lot of here, take this. There is a lot of there's a lot of power in believing in yourself through all of the changes. So I think what I was saying before the helicopter and the dog bark and all of the things that interrupted my thoughts here, is remember the resilience of your ancestors and your elders, because everyone throughout history has gone through changes with time. There was a time where, you know, you were walking to get places, and then everyone got a car. So if you couldn't afford a car, you were left behind, and you had to fight to make it. There was a time where then, you know, everyone started traveling internationally. There was plane access, and there was, you know, there's always been a do more mentality attached to the world we live in. And it's not to say that it's not hard and the days don't get dark and things like that, but no matter how dark it gets, believe in your dawn, believe in your sunrise, believe in the sunrise. So keep going. You got this. Go hard, cuz. You know what I'm saying? You got this. You really, really, for really got this. So ultimately you got this, and just move with the times. Be a little bit more fluid, be a little bit more, you know, continue to be resilient, and be more open to switching up a couple of things to fit the world we live in now, because a lot of jobs are going to be null and void come soon. So we're going to have to think, but we're smart. We're an able species. We are capable of creating solutions. We are capable of assessing where we're at and coming up with a good solution for how we can get in where we fit in. You know, as a professional blunt roller, you know, this is, you know, no wiser words have been spoken. Get in where you fit in. You know what I'm saying? So for all the things that are going on in the world right now, I think the most important thing is to remember that the only thing that matters is processing life in the most positive way you can while not negating the negative, and loving the people in your life. Whether they're right or they're wrong, love them. Love them. Throw a love blanket on every single person you know. If they're wrong, that's okay. Just cover them in that, because everyone needs love. Everyone needs serious, serious love. Even the person who you think has the most amount of love, give them love. Give everybody love. And love comes in a million different forms. None of them include sucking on anyone's tongue. But love comes in many, many forms. Pet your animals. Spend time with your animals. Spend time with your cat. Spend time with your dog. Please go spend time with your mom. Go spend time with your dad. Spend time with your siblings. Love your siblings. If you can't talk to your siblings as much as you want to, be cordial with your siblings. Have a common love that you both have and respect that, and leave it at that. We both love mom. We both love grandma. We both love cousin so-and-so. We both love strawberries. We both love mangoes. We both love the dog. We both love whatever sibling of mine, best friend of mine, uncle of mine, aunt of mine, cousin of mine. Love is the most important thing. So I think if there's anything to leave everyone with today, is to love everyone. Love everyone close to you. Give everybody love, because everyone thrives in love. Love is the best medicine as well. So we all have somebody right now healing through something, recovering through something, going through something. So just love them. Call them. Let them know you love them. Call them. Let them know they're good. Call them. Let them know you got their back. Call them. Let them know they're doing good. And as long as they need to take as much time as it might take for them to get good, they're doing good. Because as long as every second you're doing better than the second before, your money. Even if that goes up and down a little bit, stay on the roller coaster. Don't get off the roller coaster of life, right? So as long as you're breathing, as long as you have life force in you, you are good and you are protected in this entire experience. So I love you, if nobody told you today. Rana loves you a lot. Come here. Hug. Okay. So love, that's really what I feel in my heart today. Love. Okay? Love everybody. Go love somebody. Love yourself. Give yourself a hug. You feel me? Give yourself a hug. Take a bunch of deep breaths. And then remember how lucky and amazing and miraculous life is. Okay? And love, 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 love. So Ranagade Show signing out. Brought to you by Shine and Jam.